Good afternoon. I am on vacation in Colorado, and so I do not have the ability to print out the forms, the paper forms to label, but I will get those to you. I come back on Monday, and they'll be in by Tuesday or Wednesday when I get back to work. I have Andy here, who's agreed to do the video part, and I will get his consent in with you shortly. Okay, we're doing hair, skin, and nails first. The first thing I would do is check the general pigmentation of your skin. Make sure it's pretty even. Check for dark spots, bleached areas, freckles, moles, and birthmarks. I would check for any signs that I did see using the ABCDE method, and that's asymmetry, border, the color of it, any elevate or the diameter if it's greater than 6 millimeters, and then any elevation that's uneven or new, and any change that had occurred. I do know that you do have a couple moles here, but they are normal and at their baseline. I would check your temperature using the backs of my hands, making sure that it was even, and checking for hypothermia and hyperthermia. And your hands can be warmer or cooler. Today they're warmer. Moisture, looking especially for diaphoresis, and I would also check dehydration by checking in mucous membranes. You are not dehydrated. I would check for your skin to make sure it was smooth and firm on an even surface, and the thickness should be uniformly thin everywhere, but I do know that you've got psoriasis, so you do have a couple thicker patches, and those are calluses, and that's okay. I check for edema. I would put my thumb against your tibia like so and see if it comes back or if there's a giant dent, and I would measure that accordingly. And I would check both sides at the same time for unilateral or bilateral edema. I would pinch a large fold here for mobility and turgor to make sure it bounces back, and you have very elastic skin, so you're good there. And I also check your skin for bruising or vascularity issues. Let's see. And for needle marks or track marks, should you be an IV drug user or check for that? Yes. Okay. I check for lesions, elevation, pattern, shape. I don't see any. You seem to be pretty good. And then I move on to your hair. Yes. It's very nice. So I would check the color, look for black or graying, or and graying does begin as early as 30, so you can see any. Check texture, could be fine or thick. Yours is thick-ish. Yeah. It's pretty normal. Note dull, coarse, or brittle scalp hair, which I don't. And for lesions, you shouldn't have any kind of lesions or bumps back here. I check your nails next. Okay, so back here. So I would look at his nails. And I check the thickness is uniform. And the nail adheres firmly to the nail bed, and the base is firm to palpation. And it is, and I would check bilaterally. I'd also note any cyanosis or marked pallor, any brown linear streaks that are abnormal, or splinter hemorrhages that occur right here, and there aren't none. I check his cap refill, making sure that the color returned within 3 seconds. Good. And that's it for him. There would be different hair, skin, nail checks for infants as well as the older adults. After this, I would educate him on self-examination for breast, testicular, those checking your skin for and your moles, not testicular, breast, for doing skin cancer. Sorry. Okay. Moving on to head, face, and neck, and lymph nodes. First thing I want to do is inspect and palpate the skull, which we've already done, but we want to check to make sure it's normal, round, and appropriately related to body size, which it is. Look at Your face, note the facial expression, note symmetry of eyebrows and nasolabial folds. Yeah, and sides of the mouth. Note any abnormal facial structures like coarse features or changes in skin color, pigmentation, or abnormal swelling. Stop. Inspect the neck. Head position is in midline. Accessory neck muscles are symmetric. Yeah. And range of motion. Can you touch your chin to the chest? Okay. Can you turn your head right and left? Okay. And can you try to touch each ear to your shoulder without elevating your shoulder? Okay. Good. Check your lymph nodes. And this, give me a second, I'm gonna read it. And if I pause it, it will not go back, so. Okay. So I'm just gonna get behind you. And I would check here with both hands, making sure they're even and not swollen. Okay. And you cannot palpate the normal adult thyroid, and I cannot. So you are good there. And that's it.